Umeboshi is the Japanese name, given to a particular type of salted plum, which has been salted, pressed, and partially dried. Ume are the fruit of a distinct tree species, Prunus mum, which is related to both plum and apricot trees. The tree's flowering in late winter and early spring is highly regarded as a seasonal symbol. Boshi, derived from the Japanese word hoshi, simply means dried. Umeboshi are traditionally eaten in Japan to aid digestion, prevent nausea, and reduce systemic toxicity, good for hangovers. They are also thought to combat fatigue, and were historically given to samurai as part of their field ration. While ume trees grow wild throughout the country, the center of Japan's pickled plum industry is in Wakayama Prefecture, on Japan's main island of Honshu. The area's mild temperatures, plentiful rainfall, and sheltered geographic location provide perfect growing conditions, resulting in the finest ume orchards, with the most abundant fruit in the country. The plums are picked around the end of June, when they are still green and their juice is at its peak of acidity. They reach their full size at the same time and must be picked within a week or two. Any delay means the plums will begin to ripen, reducing their acidity, flavor, and medicinal qualities. Next, the plums are washed, and then soaked overnight in water, to remove any bitterness. The following day, they are placed in large vats. A layer of plums is topped with a layer of sea salt, followed by another layer of plums and so on, until each vat is filled. The salt content is about 12%, and as the salt draws out the juice from the plums, a flat pressing lid, topped with a heavy weight is placed on the plums to keep them submerged in the liquid. The plums are left to ferment for about a month, until the end of July, the end of the rainy season, when they are taken from the vats, placed on wooden racks, and left outside to dry, for 4 to 7 days, depending on the weather. The remaining salty sour liquid is called umezu, rich in citric acid, and polyphenol, was traditionally taken as a tonic. Although the basic umeboshi are now ready to eat, they are often considered too salty, and are usually put through a further stage to improve the taste. Most commonly, the umeboshi are soaked for a week in plum vinegar, which has been infused with red shiso, perilla, leaf, giving them a dramatic deep red color, and the unique scent of shiso. Other common flavors include honey and dashi. Following this process, the umeboshi are removed from the vinegar and packed for sale. This process of pickling is technically known as lactic acid fermentation, one of the oldest and safest ways of preserving food. The secret to making good umeboshi is getting lactic acid forming bacteria to grow, before other bacteria have a chance to multiply. Lactic acid bacteria are salt tolerant, while other undesirable bacteria are not. To establish beneficial bacteria, traditional makers use the proper amount of salt, and store the fermenting plums in a cool, dark place. Lactic acid bacteria multiply rapidly under these conditions. Once flourishing, they produce enough lactic acid and carbon dioxide to create an acidic environment that further inhibits the growth of undesirable microorganisms and enzymes. The carbon dioxide contributes to favorable low oxygen conditions, which further stimulate the growth of lactic acid bacteria. All our Umeboshi are from Wakayama Prefecture, produced using this traditional method. Please view the items in our Cook Tokyo shop for a more detailed explanation of each individual product.